The first thing, when I look at my customers who are brands who are doing content marketing, the biggest single criteria I can point to success is those that have hired a journalist to make it happen. If you're a marketer and you're thinking of becoming a publisher, you are totally unprepared for the pace of content production. You know, you might do 3 or 4 pieces a month in old school marketing. When you're a publisher, you're doing 2 or 3 pieces a day. So there's a skill set and there's an experience that only journalists have. They're accustomed to doing all this stuff. They can build in an audience. They can make the trains run on time. And the fortunate thing for those of you who are thinking of getting into this is journalists are looking for jobs right now. Their industry is hurting, and they're looking to get into this sector, so you can easily recruit and find someone. So that's job number 1. The second issue is to make a plan. And there's a tried and true practice here. Joe Chernoff at Eloqua is one of the big innovators about this practice, and it's a content map. You map out your different personas, who they are, the different players and actors in your buying process, and the stages of your purchase cycle. And then in the resulting cells, you need to brainstorm, what content do I need to create for that persona to move them on to the next stage? And in each cell, you can think up of categories and topics. You can think up of some sample headlines. You can think of what type of content is this. Is this going to be blog content? Is this going to be white papers? Is this going to be video? And you can map all of that out, and that gives you a framework for what to do. At the bottom of this sheet, it'll be very familiar to what you've already been doing. You know, you'll be creating product specification documents. Down here, people are already engaged. You have the permission to talk about yourself. It's up at the top of the funnel where the biggest change is going to be, because this is, again, going to be content that's not about you. At this point, you have no permission to talk about yourself. You need to talk about your customers' interests. This is really where you're going to be becoming a publisher, and this is where the bulk of the volume of what you produce is going to be. So you got a journalist, you got your plan, then you have to think about how to position yourself, because this can be really daunting. Well, there's all these publishers in my space. How am I ever going to grow an audience? This is challenging, and you need to do a competitive assessment. And look out on your landscape and think of your personas and think, are they satisfied with the content needs that they have? And maybe there's some people in your space who provide a lot of news, another place who does some how-tos, but there's an opening because no one's really telling the stories of the individuals who are pioneering in your space, perhaps. Whatever it is, you need to find your white space, and that's where you can focus your efforts and really get a foothold with your audience. And the key advantage that you have in this is that as a brand, you can go really niche. Let me explain what I mean by that. So if you're a media publisher, you need huge volume. You run on ad impressions. You need lots and lots of people. So you need a big topic. You need to make your audience as big as it possibly can be. But if you're a brand, you want to get really specific with the people who are interested in your solution. We have Rob Yogel here, who's one of our customers. He's a super successful content marketer at Monetate, and they provide software for A/B testing. And they've become the world's authority on A/B testing and what they do. They put out 2 pieces every day on different issues facing website optimization and A/B testing experts. And so this model would never work for a media company, but for him, that's all he cares about. So think about it that way. Focus in on your niche. You can outcover anybody on your topic and win. So the planning piece is, again, before you drive yourself crazy, hire a journalist. Second, make a map, mapping out all of your different personas to the different stages in your buying cycle. And third, find your white space and look for the niches. Get really specific in what you provide to your customers.